Hi there, gang. Jay Breitlow here with Grand Welcome. I really just wanted to do a short update to get you sort of pointed in the direction of where the market is right now. I'm going to have a much more comprehensive market update in about a month when I meet with Airbnb again. But there's a couple things in Q4 I want to point you to and some considerations to consider making to your portfolio. First of all, December and February were down. We knew that December was going to be down. The the peak times, the Christmas week and like the week leading up to New Year's look pretty good, pretty strong, pretty solid. But it's the weeks before that is really driving the month of December down. And this was predicted about 3-4 months ago. Whenever I did my last video, that really these weeks outside, and I'm getting a lot of emails from owners like, why is this look so down for December? Nobody travels after Thanksgiving week until Christmas. The people who are traveling are just they're just kind of one-off people. January looks flat. January looks pretty good. March, April, this is anecdotally what I'm seeing, looks pretty good. And I'm going to talk about the booking window and getting reservations on the books that are further out. That's so important to have the early bird special on and to offer those discounts to people. If you don't have that on, you're frankly just doing your home a disservice. The booking window, man, it just keeps growing, which I don't know. It's not good, not bad. It's important to know what it is. But we're not at 68 days, and it was like 30 something days, and then 40 something days. Last month it was like 59 or 61 or something, and now we're at 68 days. So it's important for me to know that and for discussing this with my pricing team. And it is important to know that the busiest booking time, this is a booking window, but the busiest booking time is January, February, March. So the next 3 months are when people are sitting down at their computers, the holidays are over, they're planning their next Christmas, they're planning their next Thanksgiving, they're planning their summer vacations. So with this in mind, we went into our pricing team, into Price Labs today. We made a bunch of changes to how we're pricing out the bookings. In short, what we're doing is we're raising the close term ones to make sure we're getting high quality guests. We're lowering the peaks, the holidays, the further out ones to conform with what the market is doing with this booking window extending out. We must get these reservations further out. Personally, I think that rates are going to continue to fall in Orlando because the amount of homes that are available, the supply continues to rise, and demand is coming back. We're seeing the Canadians come back. We're seeing the UK people come back, but that's just that's a small 20%. So you just can't outstrip the fact that these communities just continue to grow and grow and grow, and they're just growing with, frankly, reckless abandon. So we have to know that when we are setting the charts. We have to know when we're setting the pricing. So again, knowing people are sitting down booking right now, it's important for my team to know that and for our dialogue and for you to know that as well. Length of stay, this is just FYI. What we're looking at with length of stay, the, the 3 to 4 nights, the shorter stays is down 4%. That's good news. 25% at 5 to 7 nights. That's the same. And then the 1 to 2 nights, that's up a little bit. So again, I want you to consider length of stay options. Please consider revising down to allow for 2 night stays. If you don't want that, okay, but I'd ask you to consider it because 40% of searches are done on 2 night options, even if they're looking for a week or 5 days. And what we are doing internally right now, and we're seeing our numbers tick up significantly, we've been encouraging people to do longer stays and giving them discounts if they stay longer. So for our portfolio in Orlando and our 170 homes, we saw the number move from 3.5 night stays the last 3-4 months. We're seeing that move to almost 8 nights now. So that's a really, really good sign for occupancy. It really helps RevPAR, which is the metric that we use to say is the home healthy or not. And then it does push down ADR a little bit, but again, when a house is empty, it's at zero, right? Your ADR is zero. And when you look at your average ADR, really what we should do is include all the days that are at zero as well, which is what RevPAR does. Okay, Airbnb changes. Just a reminder, Airbnb now has this new single fee. So if you go to Airbnb, put your booking in, it'll give you the total cost. It no longer breaks up the cleaning fee, the taxes, or the booking fees. Sadly, what's happening with the booking fees is being passed on to us, to me, to you guys. It's 15.5% now, Airbnb. I warned about this with my last update. This has happened, and it's happened for them worldwide across the board. Um, the reason, and it's sadly working, is that it's helping encourage guests to convert. So Airbnb's, when I got in a meeting today, look, demand is down, but they're like, conversion's up. So people are sitting down with the intent to book more. To me, that's a garbage stat, right? Of course they're booking more because there's like when they click the button to book, that booking fee that once used to populate before, that's not there because that's passed on to us and they're taking that out of our earnings. They're taking that out of my cleaning fee. They're taking that out of your nightly rate. It is what it is. Air cover from last time, no changes. You have some coverage, linens, towels, curtains. They basically consider those things disposable. We'll talk about that in a bit. What is important to know is Booking.com now has this third-party vendor that they're employing. And that third-party vendor, we're seeing some significant coverage and them paying a significant amount of money. We had a $1,500 claim paid out on a home for us in Windsor West Side just this week from a party. Normally that's a cost that would have been bared by the owner or I always pay the cleaning fees. You guys never see that, but the extra cleaning fees I actually got paid for it on that. So Booking.com, I'm 100% supportive of that. Airbnb, I'm supportive of that. Vrbo, I am supportive of that. They've got a little bit lower booking fees and there is some coverage. If you're going to eliminate anything, you still should consider eliminating the Expedia group, Vacate Connect, because there's just no coverage there at all. On our Grand Welcome website, or if anybody calls Book Direct, we do have coverage now. This is something I'm paying for per reservation. It's a way to make sure there's no fraud. So people can book direct with us now. And the same thing with Hopper. We do have some coverage on there as well. I just spoke about this. Airbnb, there's some coverage. VRBO, there's sort of coverage. If you want me to expand on that, I can. But in short, we're the merchant of record. Oh, you can't see because my face is in the way. It says Airbnb some over the orange. My bad. Booking.com, again, this is new. Yes, there's coverage. It's great. Love it. Something new that Guestie's using, they're offering some coverage called Guestie Shield. The cost, I believe, is $9 per reservation. If you want 100% coverage, you don't ever want to pay for any guest expense ever, reach out to me and we can put this on your home. And again, I think it's $9 or $10 per stay, and you get 100% coverage. We file the claim, we take care of everything on your end. If you want Guestie Shield, please let me know. I'm going to sit down with Guestie this week. A lot of the other Grand Welcome franchisees have used this, and they really, really love it. But this is a brand new product. Again, we use this thing called AutoHost, and AutoHost is just to protect from fraud, but not to protect from damages. It does sort of help protect because we're weeding out poor guests, and we have canceled guests using AutoHost. But Guestie Shield, this is a new product that Guestie's rolled out, and it's a part of our software. So if you want this optional thing, please reach out to Christine or myself ASAP. Changes. I spoke about this a little bit. My mug's right in the way. Boo. Let me see if I can move that. I'm sorry, guys. You think this is... I'm a much better property manager than I am a YouTube person. So forgive me for this being in the way. But there are some changes that we have implemented in-house, and I just want you guys to be aware of these things. Let me get back to my presentation here. Boom. All right. With the booking lead time extending, we are changing our approach, meaning usually what happens is as the days go by, the value of the booking loses value every single day. This is just what the market does, right? The market still does this, but if you look at your home, $150 a night, a month goes by, maybe it's 140, 130, 120, 110. The closer and closer it gets to check-in, it's like an option. It just loses value. So knowing that booking lead time is extending out to 70 days and people are planning more now than ever, which is good news. These are responsible travelers. We want to try to capture them. We are lowering our rates at peak times and further out. People just aren't booking at the higher rates further out like they used to. So we are pulling those down. The ones that are closer in, we're raising those up. We just don't want those bad guests. I don't want to deal with them. You don't want to deal with them. The wear and tear in the home's too much. So we're sort of balancing that out a little bit. We started this 2 weeks ago, and what we're seeing is a really nice increase in the follow-through with people who are actually looking at your listings online and booking. So really good changes. Oh, one other thing I want to mention is that our review score is skyrocketing right now. We made some changes in-house to how we communicate with guests. The change to Guesties helped out a lot. Grand Welcome, the franchise has helped us out quite a bit. We're seeing some really nice changes with our review score. But we'll never qualify for Super Bowls because of the volume of cancellations that we have to do for owners selling their home. So that just automatically scrubs us. But we are seeing a lot of homes become guest favorites now, which is pretty much the same thing as Superhost, but it's specific for your home. So we really, really like that change. Increase in rates in the booking window. The booking window is close by, so we're increasing those rates to keep the riffraff out. Remember, airlines. What I'm seeing is that airline prices are in fact going up, which is a good sign for the industry. We are daily monitoring your home in price labs. This is our dynamic pricing tool. Things ebb and flow. We follow the market. We try to be priced at or above market to make sure we're getting the best guest. It's not the dollar amount, but it's the percentage of what the market says that's going to be dictating whether it's a good guest or a bad guest. I talked about this. Supply is still going up. Demand does seem to be stabilizing. But with supply continuing to go up, it's going to continue to hurt ADR. And then here's one thing that I wanted to mention. There's a new cancellation policy coming up for Airbnb. We are absolutely 100% going to implement this. Been asking for this for a long time. What's changing is that we usually have like this 14-day cancellation policy. I use Airbnb, but every OTA is different. Some are 30 days, some are 7. But I just use Airbnb. We use their, I think it's called firm now. No, it's not firm. It's like a term that's a little bit less firm than firm. In short, it's 14 days for most of our homes to encourage guests to follow through with their reservations, and almost everybody does. Now, there can be cancellations inside 14 days, fraud, guest cancels. We've even seen errors with Airbnb software where they just cancel a guest. But what we don't want to do is somebody to take that Christmas date when you're out, get 2 months into check-in, now you're in the booking window and the guest cancels it because they can. We want to eliminate that. So these peak times, these holidays, we're going to have a very, very strict cancellation policy in place. They book the home, they're basically stuck to your home at the peak times. I have seen some Christmas cancellations come in. What is this, December 5th that we're in here? And that we're 20 days out to getting that rebooked. It sucks. But with the most cancellation policies, guests are offered a full refund. We have to follow. We can't be 30 or 60 days with our cancellation policy because nobody will ever book. So we need to be somewhat flexible with them, but this is going to eliminate a lot of these peak time cancellations that we're seeing. Changes for us. We are now accepting reservations at grandwelcome.com. And this is because we feel really good about our relationship with AutoHost. Again, a cost to me, not to you. And making sure that there's no fraud coming in the portal. We use Guesty. So you have your owner's portal on Guesty. If you offboard your home, you can still log in. If you have sold your home and you need to go back and get information, it's all still there. You're never not part of our Grand Welcome family. And remember, our old software was Track. If you were with us back when we had Track, all the statements from Track are no longer found in Track, but there's 2 places to find statements. One is under Documents, which would be the old statements, and then Accounting for all the new ones. Recommendations. This is the same from last month. In short, you got to have early bird on. You got to know your RevPAR. VRBO, Expedia, you can consider eliminating this, especially Expedia, if you're worried about damages to your home. Cancellation policy, we're going to be updating the cancellation policy for everybody to preserve these peak reservations when they come in. We've made changes on our website, so if you have not opted into our website booking, we encourage you to do so. Why not? And we have eliminated, last month I said, hey, talk to me if you want to eliminate last minute promos. And a lot of you said, yeah, eliminate that. We just went across the board. We eliminated all last minute promos. We don't want the guests. We don't want the riffraff. We don't want the non-planners or the partiers in our homes, period. A couple of you said, look, I'd rather have my house sit empty than full. If that's the case, fine, so be it. But I encourage you to crunch the numbers and see what it actually looks like. In our experience, it's always better to have a guest in a home, even if it's at a lower rate, at a lower time. As long as we know that they're good quality guests, there's going to be a payout. It's not fraud. And my team works really hard to make sure that happens. And that's all I've got for you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Again, not like a huge update, nothing like really, really amazing or specials happening in the market right now. It's sort of holding serve, but the numbers, the length of stay that are coming up in 2026 looks very encouraging. And again, thank you all for being a part of our family. We appreciate you guys.